A reminder, if anybody wants to sign up for public comment, please make sure to sign the sign-up sheet. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's get this thing going. You guys ready? Okay. All right. Call to order the Florence City Council meeting for Monday, May 18th, 2026. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten.
Here.
Counselor Stiefel.
Here.
Counselor Mergelman.
Here.
Counselor Gardner.
Here.
Counselor Stone. Here. Counselor McKinnon. Mayor Wolf.
Here. First item, presentations, recognition of junior, senior high school welding 1 class. All right, Ashley and John.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. So, as part of the city's ongoing historic preservation efforts, Historic Preservation Commission coordinated with Florence Junior Senior High School Welding 1 class to design and fabricate plaques for designated historic properties listed on our local historic registry. These plaques will serve as permanent markers recognizing the historical significance of these sites within the community. The city would like to recognize Acia Carner and Cadence Martinez from the Welding 1 class for their work in fabricating these plaques. Thank you. If you would like to come up here.
Come on up. There they are. That's Cadence. All right. Wow. Those will last, yeah. All right, hey, could we get a picture of you guys?
Yeah.
Just right up there in front of the. Get up there, yeah. With both, yeah. Bring up both plaques, and we'll. Okay, there you go. Again, another good example of coordination between the city and the school district. You know, being a long time person up there, I just love to see that groups working together. Yeah. And the other thing was the signs at Pioneer Park, right? That new one. Yep. So lots of good things going on there between the two. We had no public comment. Next
Steve, can I jump in here?
Pardon?
It's me.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I just had one note on the agenda, and in case anyone was going to stay till the end, we had a slight typo or transposition on the first item under 9 for executive session. One of those addresses is incorrect, but since the point of this notice is that the public has 24 hours to decide if they want to be here or talk about it, we're going to need to move that to a future meeting. So we will not be, I don't think we need to make a motion now to clarify that, but when we get to number 9, we will only be going into executive session if you guys want for the second item listed, which is at the top of page 2.
All right, thank you. All right, item 5, consent agenda. Consider approving the minutes for the regular city meeting and expenditures for May 7th and May 12th. Would anybody like to pull either of those? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda A and B.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Old business. Consider approving ordinance number 2-2026, an ordinance adding chapter 15.13 Wildfire Resiliency Code to Title 15 of the Florence Municipal Code. All right.
Good evening, City Council. The Wildfire Code was originally required to be adopted April 1st, 2026. However, following a workshop discussion on March 24th, Council voted to table the item to May 18th, 2026, in part to allow additional time to monitor pending state legislation. House Bill 26-1334 proposed extending the required adoption date for the code to December 31st, 2026. However, House Bill 26-1334 was postponed indefinitely, effectively ending further consideration of the proposed legislation. I want to point out that the attached ordinance, the proposed ordinance, would adopt the wildfire code by reference and incorporate it into our municipal code and under Title 15, Buildings and Construction. The code would apply to new construction and substantial improvements. The provisions of the code would not replace city's current adopted building code. And the Florence Building Department would administer and enforce the code through existing permitting and plan review. Existing structures would not be required to retrofit unless they undergo substantial improvement. The ordinance also adopts by reference the official Colorado Wildfire Resiliency Code map, which identifies wildfire hazard classifications. I know that several of you had questions tonight, so I do have a guest speaker as well. This is Kim. He is from Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control. He is a WUI educator, so he can help me out.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah.
After the first work session. So, Mayor, you had some great questions, and I think we can answer them for you. If
Okay.
you want to just go through those, if you want me to go through those.
Well,
is there
yeah,
anything
yeah, you
else?
might, because I started out with the section on ground truthing.
Yep. you have
and,
that in there and stuff. So,
Yeah,
ground truthing with the map. One of your questions involved why isn't anything within the town have any color to it? When the Colorado State Forest Service, and that's the map that we use for that, it doesn't take into account, it's only vegetation, topography, fire weather is what it's looking at. It doesn't look at the town itself, the buildings, the structures. So that's why there's no color within the town itself. Once we get the surrounding areas, yes, now we're getting into the requirements of what the State Forest Service map looked at. So, but that's, if we look at most towns, we'll have no color in them. So,
Yeah.
and that was the reason for that.
so building within the towns does not fall under either of these, this code at all then?
If it's not in class 1 or 2, no.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other question was, the locally adopted maps is actually the state map as it is right now?
Yes. And adopting the code, if you do the resolution now, your jurisdiction, the authority having jurisdiction within the town, has the right to come back at a later time and change that and look at changes to that map. Within the ground truthing, it's more for the individual lots. If somebody wanted to make a change, it is up to the homeowner, the developer, the builder to apply to the local HJ to make those changes. And there is, within the Resiliency Code Board on the website, it does give a checklist of how that should be done. That was your very first question,
Yeah.
is how to handle that. But there actually is a checklist of who can do it and the stuff, and they would have to present to your building official and the planning if they wanted to do that. So it's for the lot itself and then the surrounding 300 feet around that lot and stuff. So that's how they looked at it, because you make the changes to the lot itself. Is the surrounding areas that within that 300-foot buffer area going to meet the requirements? It may be completely overgrown, and it wouldn't help that person within that.
Okay. So what is the cost of doing this ground truthing, and who?
That's up to the developer, the contractor, or the homeowner themselves.
So they have to pay for it.
Yes, sir.
Is there a fee schedule out there?
No, sir,
Are
there is not, and that's the thing, is the code board when it was being developed, did not want to get in, because every jurisdiction is different of how they will look at charging fees, how they're doing their permits. So they left that up to the local authority, the local HJ, to make those decisions, because every jurisdiction is different.
Okay, so it'd be up to our planning department and the city to develop a plan
Yes, sir. And
for ground truthing
Yeah,
and contract with people who have, the wildlife or the wildfire expertise
Yes,
to
sir.
do that.
and that's one of the things we're working on at the state level, is to try and come up with a list of jurisdictions, or of people who can work within different jurisdictions, with the different training. That's why there's 3 different levels of checklists that the state has put on the website to address that issue of who's actually gonna be doing that ground truthing. Just to
Okay.
try and make it easier for a local authority having jurisdiction to be able to go, this is what it's looking for.
Okay. Any estimate on how much of like a case would cost the
We're seeing
city to?
everything from, Gunnison, they're right around $100 is what they're charging to
Okay.
review it, up to $300-400.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Has there been any study or estimates on how much this is gonna cost to build a house to
Yes,
these
sir.
new regulations?
So
Okay.
we met with some different building associations, Denver being the last one I spoke to, and it covered for the city and county of Denver, so the surrounding areas. For the class 1, it's about $700 we're looking at, because in this jurisdiction, you're already ahead of the game. The roofing, it's almost all Class A roofs to begin with. So it's changing the gutters and downspouts to a non-combustible or ignition resistant, and then doing the venting on the structure, going from 1/4-inch fence down to 1/8-inch fence. I just bought it. It's hard to preach what I'm doing. I've got an existing home, so I just did the gravel around my home, and I'm working on my venting now. I bought a roll, cost me about $14 at Lowe's, of the stainless steel 6-inch, and I apologize, I tried looking up how long it was, but it was enough to pretty well do my home. But I paid $14 for that, for the stainless steel.
Okay.
That met the ASTM requirements of the code.
Okay.
And stuff, so you figure about $700 by the time you pay for the gravel, for that 0 to 5 foot, immediate zone. In the class 2, which covers moderate and high, that's the yellow and the red zones. If you're building, remember this is on new structures, it adds about 2%. We work with IBHS, Building and Home Safety, who represents about 80% of the insurance companies within the state. And through their studies, and we're still waiting, they're about to publish a study specific to Colorado, but on a 2,500 square foot home, it averaged about 2% of the cost of the structure. So,
Okay. Yes. In my talk with some builders, they thought it was gonna be substantially more than that.
it's within that aspect, because within your jurisdiction, like I said, you're already requiring the roofing, Class A roofing.
Right.
Within, you're getting your siding, you've got ultimate choices from the suppliers that we've been talking to, is that they're already supplying a lot of the different, whether it's cementous board, the hardy board, different
Yeah.
aspects like that. Once again, that falls under what your jurisdiction requires. The windows, double pane windows, when you read it, it's hard to read within the code, because it talks about glazed windows, 20-minute ratings on it, or tempered, but it comes down to double pane windows at a minimum. So most jurisdictions are already requiring that, so it makes it easier. For the decks, it's the walking surface only, because when we look at the dimensional lumber that's coming out of the building code, it already addresses the sizing of the supports for that deck. So all we're looking at now is, it's usually Class A for the walking surface, but you can use a Class B if you're using the synthetic, and I'll just use Trex as an example.
Okay.
Trex makes 3 different levels of decking. The first 2 would work fine, because it would meet the Class A or Class B requirements, but not the lower level. So within that, and we've been talking to a lot of the suppliers, they're already meeting the requirements for other jurisdictions, so it's not that somebody has to go out and find brand new suppliers for it.
Okay.
So,
I guess my question would be to Ashley and John would be, we have 5 subdivisions where we have building going on, I believe. Willow Creek, High Meadows, Last Mile Estates, Hayden's Hideout, and I think is it Pikeview? That's the other one. All of them fall under either Class 1 or Class 2 or both. Has there been any talk with the contractors out there about how much it would, are they aware of that if we pass this ordinance and somebody goes to build at, let's say, 209 High Meadows Drive up in High Meadows, that they would now be under Class 2?
Yes,
We've talked to them about that.
I've talked to them, yeah.
Have they estimated at all how much more it would cost? You know, are they building close to these things now, to these specs?
Building close to those standards, yes. Some contractors don't. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, some contractors do know about it. There's some that I've been talking to that don't. So, but most of
Is
them are
your mic
building to
on?
the standards above.
Is the mic
Uh,
on, or just pull it closer? Sorry.
Closer,
Okay.
you guys can't hear me?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me in the back?
Okay.
Oh,
That was
Okay.
my fault. I apologize.
move the mic closer.
okay. Test.
There we go.
Okay, all right. Okay. So I have talked to several contractors. There's some that know about it, some that do not. As far as the standards that are being built now, they are building above, most of them are building above our standards at the 2006 building code anyway. So some is good. As far as, there was some concern by some of the contractors of what this was gonna cost. I didn't have information to give them. So they were gonna do some research and go from there.
You know, because I guess my biggest concern, I'm sorry I'm talking so much here, guys, but my biggest concern is like Last Mile Estates. You know, we have houses that have been built out there, nice houses, and they've got lots in between them, and they've been built at from our code. You know, again, they're building above our code. But then if they come in and start to build in between these already existing houses, they've got to follow these new rules.
They do, yes.
And then like at High Meadows, that High Meadows Drive, you know, you build a house on the lower end of High Meadows Drive. I think there's 4 or 5 lots there. You're in Zone 2, and you just go up the street, 4 houses, and you're in Zone 1. You know, and
Yep, and
that's
that's-
because there's a line drawn on a map. And I guess that's probably the biggest concern I have, is because there's a line drawn on a map. There's also, and they're all with these hexagonal shapes. And so you're looking at the edge, and you drop down like McCandless goes into the River Road down there. Because of the hexagonal shape, if you're trying to build down there, you're in Zone 2. You go
Correct.
around the corner a little bit, you're in no zone. You go down a little bit, you're in Zone 2. You go down a little bit, you're in no zone. And I guess that's what bothers me the most about this, is that, you know, I don't see there's a lot of consistency and how it would affect, you know, the subdivisions that we have going right now. And that's, you know,
When there's an existing subdivision and the zones cut through without any real reason, that's just the way the zones fell, is there a way to appeal that?
Yes, sir, you could actually come up with your own map, and to be able to do that, the code, it does allow for you to do work on your own map.
You can't appeal
And you can
that.
submit. We've got a lot of jurisdictions. We've got 8 or 9 jurisdictions that have already submitted their own maps. Eagle County, Colorado Springs, and there's town of Avon did it separately from the county. So they've been working on it. We've got some others that are going to be submitting maps within the next year. They're doing the code adoption now, and then having their staff work on the maps itself. The map itself will be, they're going to start redoing it in 27. A new map will come out as part of the act. It has to come out every 3 years. So there'll be a new map in 28 that we'll be looking at. And we're trying to look at the different aspects of, you know, Mary, you had a great point. We did the smoothing on the map. That's why you're seeing those shapes that you're seeing. before it was just, you know, it was just cut and dried. It was actually harder to read and stuff. Does it work everywhere? No, and we realize that. That's why the State Forest Service is going to be redoing the map, you know, and looking at different ways to do it. So,
Would you have to approve this to be able to do your own local map? Or can you create your own local map, submit it, get approval for that, and then pass the ordinance?
you can do it either way, sir. So.
Thank you. Any other questions?
How many people have adopted?
Ask-
How many municipalities have adopted this already?
So we're working on our list. We've got about, between the fire protection districts, municipalities, county commissioners, we've got about 650 that we're looking at for adopting, and we're just a little over 300 right now.
Yeah.
So,
300 out of 600.
yeah, and that's with all the fire protection districts added in. They're, within the municipalities, we're probably right around 400 out of that 600 and stuff, so.
Well, thank you. I was glad to hear that the possibility of developing your own local jurisdiction, your own map for that. You know, I think that'd be a possibility, something we could look at. So, any other questions here from council or clarifications? All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay. Thoughts or ideas up here? Discussion within the council.
I do think we need to start somewhere with our building of, I guess I would like to see us start somewhere with protecting people's homes and the person from fires. And I know it's going to be a mix of to code and not to code, but that's just going to have to happen.
Any other thoughts? We guys being quiet. Yeah, and I want to protect people and protect property, but I also want to keep it fair for the builders and the developers there, you know, that have put all that into, and not make it any more restrictive to sell your property because you've got these additional requirements that you have to meet. All right.
Well, I guess we really don't know the total price of it, correct?
No.
Right.
No, I know because Ashley, you have down here, staff does not anticipate a significant fiscal impact to the city. But you do anticipate some fiscal impact.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the plans, like,
Yeah,
And so-
and that's where I really saw the impact would be on the code official.
there
The-
would be a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be finding the staff to do the updates to the code, the mapping, so there could be significant costs down the road.
Especially if you wanted to
operations
do
and
a local
changes.
map, that
Yep.
would be, that's
Yep.
gonna be
So,
sufficient.
so there could be down the road if those changes come,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Oh. My thought was that you grandfather all of our subdivisions and the outlines of the subdivisions,
You
and
can table it, though.
that would protect your
They are able to
developers
table
and
it.
builders.
Yeah, you are able to table this agenda
Yeah.
item to
Okay.
a further date.
Okay.
Well, Ashley, is there a specific time when we need to have this without penalty?
Not at this time, no. There's no talk of that yet. So,
And I know the surrounding municipalities, a lot of them have not addressed this. Some have said no, some have just ignored it completely, so.
Yep.
Okay,
If we table it, what would we want to discuss?
I think my main concern is the cost of housing, building a house. How much is it gonna go up with this? you know, talk to some contractors or something and have them say, well, you know, I'm all for the mission of this, you know, the fire mitigation, especially where we live. But I don't wanna go in here and sign off on something that's gonna double the cost of living, you know, to build a home.
Yeah.
And so far, I'm not giving that,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah. But-
s- some of these are ambiguous, like hardened surfaces and stuff like that. If you're not a builder, you're not an architect, you really don't know what that means. You don't know what it costs.
And the one specific development that concerns me also is the UA-COG self-help housing. We just dedicated 6 homes up on Arrowhead for that, and the plan is for 6 more, and they've got commitments for 2 of those lots already. And this would increase the cost of those houses. You know, you said like maybe $700, you know, between the vents and the fencing and all that. So, but it would be an increase, and we're supposed to have affordable housing, trying to make it affordable for these folks.
Okay. Ashley, is that, do they fall under this regulation, or are they federally?
No, they would fall under this. Yep. And that was $700 for like the lower class, class 1, and then 2
Yeah.
would be, you know, higher.
All right. Anybody like to make a motion? Can I make a motion? No. Okay.
Okay, so do we wanna table this, or?
Well, I think seeing that we have the opportunity to potentially construct our own map to potentially lessen the burden for some home builders, developers, I think the planning director should investigate that, see what that process would look like. I think it might be beneficial for us to table this for now. If we can submit our own map in conjunction with approving this, lessen the burden for everybody. I think it would be a little more copacetic. So potentially we table this for now, conduct another workshop.
And just before there is a motion on.
Pardon?
Before there is a motion on the floor, you could make a motion, Mayor.
Does anybody an objection to potentially doing another workshop?
Please just, we need to give Ashley enough time to research it. That'll be something brand new that we'll be working on, and probably
yeah.
need to get some outside help.
June 15th be enough time for you, Ashley?
Oh,
August 3rd? Okay, August 3rd.
August. What's the next one? August 17th?
17th. Move to table item 6A until the August 17th City Council meeting.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, new business. Consider approving the temporary use application for America's Parade Committee. It says administration here, and I'm not sure if that's, Corlin, is that you?
It sure can be.
All right, it is.
Okay, so the temporary use application came in. We ironed it out between Public Works and the Police Department, so everything in front of you is accurate per the applicant. You'll see that there was an additional page of petition signatures in support thereof. And then also the event details, I highlighted some pertinent information. And we also, of course, have representatives here to speak on the issue. You'll see a parade waiver that was approved by the clerk's office that all of registrants of the parade would complete, similarly to how we would manage the wet and dry parade. There's a Twin Enviro invoice showing that they have scheduled additional porta potties and trash service for the Main Street for their influx of people, and I believe that's it. So if there's any questions, we have the applicants here and you can ask them directly.
You got it? Yep. Come up and introduce yourselves and
Hello, thank you, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Amy Dawn Berlin Hiltebrand, and I am co-chair of the America's Parade Committee.
Jim Sheridan, also to Assistant Chair of the Parade Committee.
Thank you. Questions here from council?
Okay, it's a great plan. I like it. The parade is good. Is there any possibility that we could get the street, the highway, opened before 2 p.m.?
Thank you, Councilwoman Stone. So one of the reasons why we put 2 p.m. Was to capture several different things. Number one, the potential for a larger parade once we hopefully get the approval from City Council, but also because our committee will be going after the parade, cleaning up, collecting the trash totes, emptying the city trash containers, and putting all of that trash over at the parking lot at Pikes Peak in Maine. We know that that process will take at least 30 minutes or more. So we wanted to make sure that we had an hour of time where the festivities and the activities are over, but our committee and our volunteers are there to clean up, make sure that the streets are clean, and that the trash receptacles are placed, and that the city trash receptacles are emptied. So that way the city staff doesn't have to incur that burden. And so that's one of the reasons. It's not because we wanted to have a parade till 2. We really don't actually feel like the parade will last as long as we projected, but we would rather have that time submitted to you guys rather than maybe potentially go over because we had more registrations.
So you're saying 2 p.m. is the...
We would like that. We
deadline.
also noted that Public Works would shut the streets off at 3 a.m. We don't need you to shut them off at 3 a.m. We have a handful of people that would volunteer. I don't know if they would do it at 3 a.m. to help with anything, but we don't need that time lock. I don't know if they could maybe close the roads at 5, and then that way there's not so many hours involved in staff. But realistically, we feel like 2 p.m. to open the street back up, especially the highway, is fair, given that we want to make sure that we clean everything up.
Okay. What I was looking at was the flow of traffic,
Mhm.
because we are starting the band at noon, and 11 a.m. is the Nature's Educators in the park. And then we have the duck release, which is another party, and they're doing that at 12:30. It just seems like a lot for our Public Works and the police department to try to do both jobs to keep all the pedestrians going back and forth when there's going to be a lot of flow of traffic on 2nd and 3rd Street when the highway is closed. So I was just seeing if you could, wrap it up a little quicker, maybe.
At this time, based on the number of registrations that we currently have, we believe that we have approximately 1 hour parade, so from 10 to 11. We believe that with the additional registrations, that it potentially could go as late as noon. We don't know. Once that is over, we are allowing for 1 hour of cleanup. So we wanted to give worst case scenario because we don't want to go over the time that we present to you.
Questions I had you have down here, music live performance for awards voting. Where is that going to take place?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor Wolf. So Pikes Peak in Maine at the Rocky Mountain Bank and Trust parking lot will be the central area. That will be where the parade announcer is. It's where we will present the community awards and the veterans awards prior to the parade, and it's where we will present the parade awards after the parade ends. So we will, while we are tallying the votes, we will have potentially CCHS vocal sing the Star Spangled Banner, or just a short live music, something to fill the gaps while we're tallying the votes for the parade awards.
Okay. So that'll happen at Pikes Peak in Maine.
In the parking lot
In the
at
parking
Pikes Peak in Maine, and we have spoken to Rocky Mountain Bank and Trust and received their permission.
And what did we say starts at 11 o'clock at the?
Nature's Educators. 11 o'clock, Nature's Educators Entertainment, preceding the band scheduled for 12 at the park.
Good try.
Good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
So the reason being we shut it down at 3 o'clock to give a lot of advance notice for things. Obviously, not a whole bunch of places open for breakfast anymore, and it gives us time, God forbid, for towing vehicles off of Main Street. We've never done it before, and we don't want to do that again. But another thing, for people do work on the weekends and that type of nature, and you're interrupting their daily business. They want to get through town. Now they got to figure out how else to get through, so we can give them direction to how to do so. That's why we shut it down so early. And understanding it's going to be down till 2 o'clock, right?
Estimated.
Okay. So are we keeping it closed until 2 to keep your people safe?
Okay, if I can add to this, Mr. Mayor. All right, the projected time of 2 p.m., that's getting the worst case scenario.
Right.
All of our volunteers, we get them across that street, we start picking up that trash and everything, getting dumpsters and everything done straight. If we complete way before that, then we will turn the streets over to you and the police and say, hey, we're done. It's clear if it starts at 1:15 or 1:30. But like I said, the 2 p.m. is a drop dead time, worst case scenario. But we will have a lot of volunteers out there that's coming to help us to do this.
Yep. As long as coordination.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
We will have a
We
coordinator
need
with
that.
you.
Yep.
And that.
And we absolutely need that. So the parade starts at
10.
10.
Okay. I need to get with you all to figure out where we need to close everything, where I need to set our barricades and stuff like that.
Okay.
Is it on West 3rd, West 2nd, and Church, and that kind of nature. Where are you lining up your parade at?
It's at the firehouse like we had done before.
Right over by Fremont Elementary and Church Avenue.
Yep.
Just the traditional lineup pattern. We're
Yep.
following
So
the
it's gonna
exact
be on-
route that has been
Exactly.
established.
So it's going to be on the other side of West 3rd.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Sam, these are details that are already on the parade map, correct? And these are,
Okay,
the
I haven't
earlier we
seen it.
could, yes, we could go through those once
Okay,
approved, because
absolutely.
it looks like they're already mapped out pretty good on there.
Okay. Yeah. I just haven't seen it.
Huh?
I haven't seen it. So, yeah. Okay. No, you're good. No. So, let me know. I want to keep everybody safe from running across the streets and pick up the trash and dearly appreciated by Public Works and the refuse services. I get it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Good. Sounds like we're going to have a parade.
Okay, I appreciate you trying to open it up before too, for the flow of traffic, for the safety of everyone. And your food trucks, will they be parallel on Pikes Peak?
That is correct.
okay.
So we'll do alley to alley, and so we will have just a small group right there parallel parked between Main Street, right off of Pikes Peak, and then they will be broken down to leave as well. So they will leave by 1. So they're supposed to shut down and leave by 1. Again, so that there's no activities or any reason for anybody to stay unless they want to help stay and pick up trash, which we welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. My only concern was that overlap of time between the end of the parade, because events will start in the park at 11. And so everybody knows that.
Yes.
And
We're aware.
The only thing that I can think of that Sam can maybe answer this, is when they take that big front end loader full of ducks over on 2nd Street. And we got traffic going down it.
I'm not quite sure what's happening with the Ducky Derby or anything like that, but the loader will be down there because obviously Larry Lashley's going to load the ducks than it was before. And we'll pick it up, we'll take it down in the morning of, and stuff like that.
Okay.
On 2nd Street, and we'll dump the ducks when whatever the
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
All right, any other questions? All right,
Always does.
all right, thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All right, we have a motion.
Read it off of yours.
Okay.
I make the motion to approve the temporary use permit for the American Parade Committee as presented. Provide the parade with special event coverage, provide street closure, setup, breakdown, police officer presence at Colorado Highway 115 entry, closure points, and collaborate city resources with the committee volunteers.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. All right. I'd like to thank you guys for all your hard work. And the last part, just continue that communications with city staff. We want this to run smoothly. I know it's the first time you run through something. There's always a snag or two, but we just communicate about it and make it happen. All right. Thank you. All right. Okay, next we have consider awarding funding under the City of Florence's outside agency funding request program for 2026. We had a workshop before council meeting and worked hard to go through all the requests. I guess so you can look at our work up there on the whiteboard. Started off at 40,000, over 40,000. We had to take it down to 20,000. We even had some discussion about, Lori brought up the point that we could expand that if we chose to and do a little bit of a budget amendment. But I think everybody felt that would not be a wise thing to do considering the economy right now and the projected income into the city. I think we just have to be cautious at this time. So we stuck to our 20,000 there. So what we have to do now, we have to vote on these individually. So the motion will be motion, organization name, and the amount of, then roll call. And
What do we refer to the fund as in the motion?
the amount,
No,
funding in the amount of,
do we have to be specific what the funding's from, nonprofit?
yeah,
It's funding.
we award
Gotcha.
funding in the amount of. Okay. All right, who's going to start off here?
Start off here. We're going to award the Emergent Campus Cyber Club Program funding in the amount of $1,000 under the City of Florence Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Okay, award Florence Arts Council funding in the amount of $3,000 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Okay, Florence Band Booster funding in the amount of $1,000 under the City of Florence Outside Agency Request Program.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. So I'll pick it up here.
Award Florence Chamber of Commerce funding in the amount of $3,000 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
You have a second.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Award Florence Historical Archives funding in the amount of $1,000 under the City of Florence Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Award Florence Merchants Association funding in the amount of $1,000 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Second.
Yes. Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Award Florence Pioneer Museum and Research Center funding in the amount of $2,000 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Second.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Okay. Award Florence Senior Community Center funding in the amount of $1,000 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Have a second.
Second.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Award Gold Belt Tour Scenic and Historic Byway funding in the amount of $1,000 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
We have a second.
Second.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Award JJ's Helping Paws funding in the amount of $1,500 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Award Nature's Educators funding in the amount of $1,000 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Second.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Award Pioneer Day Association funding in the amount of $2,000 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Second.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes.
Award Rural Startup Day funding in the amount of $1,500 under the City of Florence's Outside Agency Funding Request Program.
Roll call.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten, Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Thank you, Tammy. Good job.
April Fools.
All right. Next new business, consider adopting ordinance number 3-2026, an ordinance amending sections of Chapter 5 of the Florence Municipal Code relating to contractor licensing. City Clerk.
I have begun some code revisions. This code revision in particular is moving some of the licensing facets from the code into one condensed area. And so there was trash licensing, there were tree trimmers licensing, and there was also contractors licensing, just kind of spun about the Florence Municipal Code. So what I'm doing is I'm removing them from those sections, putting them with the contractors licensing, and just kind of condensing that. And coming soon will also be a fee schedule where we are also pulling the fees out of the municipal code and putting them on a fee schedule so that they're easier to maintain, change, and update as needed. So you'll see that coming in June. One of the only changes that I made was making sure that the limited contractors and the general contractors both had to provide the same insurance requirements. That is the only change here.
Okay, any questions from council? And I know this has been reviewed by city attorney and everything's good?
Correct, yep.
Any questions? We have a motion?
I'll make a motion. adopt the first reading of ordinance number 3-2026, an ordinance amending sections of Chapter 5 of the Florence Municipal Code relating to contractors licensing.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. Okay, council reports. Brenda?
Good job on the Juntique and a lot of people here, and the car show was amazing as usual.
Brutal.
I went to the mayor's round table and we had cars parked clear up on our house, the 600 block of the car show. I think that's a first.
Okay. Tammy?
Yes, a lot of people in town over the weekend. I think all the events downtown were amazing, and a lot of people were here. So thank you to the merchants and the chamber and all the city crews that helped everywhere. I know that there's a couple of business after hours going on in June, but Joan left, so anyway. That'll be happening. We'll get a list of that.
Okay, get that information out. Yep. Matt?
No report.
James?
No report.
Okay. Mayor's report. We had a town hall on our trout response plan. Pretty well attended, and I think we answered a lot of questions and got some information out there. And I'm not sure if Lori was going to expound on that at all later, but you can. I kicked off the Armed Forces Art Show at the Bell Tower, the 7th annual one of those, and they've got art throughout town and various businesses and down at the Bell Tower. So if you feel like you want to go and see some art that's done by veterans, it's a good show down there. Obviously, we had our workshop on the 4th of July parade, and then we came back with the decision today. I'm excited about that. Attended Senior Coffee a couple times. Good just to talk with people and hear things. Did the Mayor's Roundtable. I was out at Williamsburg. And again, just good to hear everybody, just bring up those issues that they have. And then the coordination there is between the county, the cities, the coal camps. I think that's work up. I helped MC the car show. I signed up for emceeing the car show, but I got assigned and duties as assigned, ended up doing trash patrol and toilet paper patrol and just a little bit of everything. So all the volunteers had to get out there and do what you had to make it happen. But it was a big event. Had lots of comments afterwards from people from outside of Florence saying how much they liked this car show and they like coming down here. And a lot of them talked about how they come down here every once in a while for the antique stores. They come down here to visit our restaurants. And so, it's just, again, it's one of those feature events for the city of Florence. All right. Lori.
All right, thank you, Mayor. First of all, I wanted to start out, I don't know if y'all seen, and he's not very happy about it, but we're doing it anyway. Sam's retirement party. So we wanted to make it a community event because Sam has been such a huge part for the last 35 years. And we're just going to have a little barbecue, Sam, just a hot dogs and something simple for our Sam, but very important for our Sam. I know you told me no, but I don't listen. So we do invite everybody to come out and celebrate Sam's 35 years, to say hello, thank you, and enjoy retirement. And for John to always know Sam will be at the end of the block watching you. So we will post that. And I wanted to also thank John. He's jumping right in to his new role, plus the building, plus everything else, plus events all weekend. So he has jumped in, and I really appreciate that, and Sam appreciates it, and the crew. So thank you. I think we did a good job. I know. All right. So wanted to also thank Chief for his taco talk. I am getting a ton of feedback on how well people enjoy that. I did put it out on LinkedIn to show what Florence is doing, and I got a ton of responses and calls on what the heck is Taco Talk and how do I get that in my community. So it was such a cute idea, but it brings people out and it shows what community policing is. So Chief, thank you so much for what you do for this community. Yes. All right. Let's see. I wanted to also say great job to our code enforcement, Pam and Matt Valdez. I hope everybody is seeing the hard work that they are out there doing. They are really making a difference, and they are really doing education and compliance at the same time. So I hope you guys are all seeing that. We had 2 additional cleanups this week. Plus, people are just in compliance because Matt and Pam are really hitting the sidewalk. So I wanted to thank them and let y'all know there was 2 additional cleanups that they did. Also, let's see. I do want to I'm so happy that we have citizens coming, and this parade, how the whole process worked, makes me really happy and excited, and it shows what we can do when things may not be going the way we want. We all have a voice, we listen, and here we are now having a parade that we didn't know we could have. So that's very exciting. So I would encourage everybody to share that, whoever's watching, whoever sees the process, that everybody has a voice, and there is ways to use it. All right. Did you all see the new sidewalks that were fixed? We had the triangle sidewalks all over. Well, we got all 4 of them, 5 of them fixed. Front of Fremont Motorsports, Dollar General, Loaf and Jug, thank you, Sam. Loaf and Jug, and then we had another one that was a little bridge. So we fixed those very quickly, and that came out of citizen complaints. So we are listening. So please continue to let us know what you see. 4,000 eyes are better than my 2. The flag coloring contest, please, everybody, get excited about that. We want all those flags all over. That coloring contest, I'm thinking is going to be so cute with the kids coloring and doing that. So please, if you are artistic, please get into that flag coloring contest. It is officially open, and we want to make sure we get lots of those.
Lori, where do you get the flags?
They're at the library. Library, City Hall. Shoot me an email. I'll send it to you.
All right.
But we want to see how creative people get. So we thought that would be a fun way to do that. Also with 3 Rocks, so me and Ashley, John, we met with 3 Rocks to get some help on some contracting and engineering needs that we have. So we kind of put them to work right away. So right now we're really looking at some issues in High Meadows with the speeding and what we can do out there to help address that issue, and Johnson Hill. So we're looking at some drainage with Johnson Hill. I don't know how that looks yet, but I just want to mention it. That's another one. We hear ya, we're looking at it, and we're trying to find solutions. So I'm super excited about that one, because that's a tough one, Sam, that Johnson Hill. Let's see. I will be interviewing this week for building inspector with Ashley and John. So we have some good applicants, so we'll start that process, and I get that done. And then I'm also looking at some advertising. So now that we got the parade going, looking at where we're going to do some advertising. So I should have a really good report on you on what we're doing to get some of these things out, because we got 250, 150, the parade, all of these things that we are doing. So So we did have a town hall meeting for the drought plan, and I was so pleasantly surprised that all kinds of people showed up. And we had great questions and great dialogue and answered lots of questions. So it was another testament to these town hall meetings when we can't talk about it here. Having these meetings really get people to come out, and I think each time we have one, there's more that come. So we talked about it. It was really interesting. A lot of them were from Rainbow Ditch, East Florence. So I was pleasantly surprised that they were very interested in how that looks for them. So it was just a great meeting. And then Brandon and myself went to the county and presented our drought plan to them. And it's also on their website. So our drought plan is very specific. So I was very proud of Brandon and all the work that was done on that. So I think that is all I had, unless you guys have some questions for me.
Not on the council reports part.
I'd just like to thank, I read Brandon Sheets, the finance manager's report, and the audit she's done on telecommunications, and looking at being able to save up some money. So that's fresh set of eyes, always so good to help out.
Yeah, she's doing a great job, and we have a new project tracker report, a new revenue tracker report. She sent it to me today. She finished it up, so you'll see a new one with that, to where it's not just taxes, it's all of our revenues. So we're really trying to streamline that. So she's taking it all in. She's taking it all in.
All right, very good. At this time, we have a item that we would like to go into executive session for.
Yeah, and I just, again, wanted to jump in and remind anyone that wasn't here at the beginning that we will not have cause for the first paragraph or the first potential reason for executive session. Did want to say thank you to staff for identifying that, and if it was discovered any sooner, we would have gotten a modified agenda out there, but it was late in the game, so just thank you for that. And then I don't know if city manager or council would be interested in deciding who we might want in this executive session. Just were you envisioning?
Yeah.
I would like to invite the city clerk, and I think that's it right now.
And you.
And myself.
City
yeah,
manager,
yeah.
city attorney.
Yeah, sorry. And Dan.
city clerk, yes.
Not used to this one, so.
Okay.
A motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statutes 24-6-4024B and determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations and instructing negotiators pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-4024E regarding the expired Sumo water lease extension option and Salem Road infrastructure requirements, inviting the city attorney, city manager, and city clerk.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. Okay. Meeting is suspended and go into executive council. John about something specific, just ask a question. I forgot. During all. Didn't write it down. Yeah, when it comes up, I will. Okay. I talked to Tammy, the Catholic Church.
they donated these to us.
Oh, they
So,
do.
yeah, and they're gonna hang them, right? These people are gonna hang them?
Yeah, I gotta contact them, cause they never even know.
Oh, senior center in the Florence House?
And then there's two more.
They're gonna put them on their buildings, yep.
Oh, they're building.
Yeah,
They're
not
building.
ours, cause it's
These
a
are
historic landmark, so.
Oh,
Just put them on
High
my,
school.
on my map. My map.
Oh, the big,
Yeah, and these are for you.
oh, okay, thank you. They did good.
show you that it's a good time to do too.
Yep,
CNC machine,
those things are amazing, you program them things in, they do everything.
and they got it for wood.
Okay. Lozano?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do that,
Thank you, guys. Tuffy.
I don't know him.
Well, Mr. Lawson. Yeah, he was Hunter's, he was, Hunter's,
Yep, I got it.
thank you. Can I need a door for you, John?
I got it. Don't hit the emergency sound.
Whistle, 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 whistle.
Thank you.
Yeah, they helped me turn it on, 'cause I never read the damn button on the bottom. They told me I wanna hear what we're saying down here. Flip over now.
You want me to close this front door? Over here?
Oh, no. They got it.
Oh, they got it back there. Close the inner door? Alright. You got it.
Because I don't think people will come in for executive session anyway.
No,
I'll just do it.
Okay. Sorry, Ashley.
Yeah.
sometimes they'll request
Oh, wait, you gotta
your
get
presence,
Okay.
or our presence into the executive.
Okay.
Be discussing what really directly impacts us.
Okay.
I understand this is something going on with, some road, that I heard.
The Sumo Water lease agreement is what it is.
Okay, but I heard of some road being silent on,
Okay. I don't.
why would we apply to do that? If we don't maintain that, and you can make clarification of that. From, there by Sean Mill.
Is there a silent road? Okay.
That's private drive.
Okay.
So they maintain it now, instead of us, when we use it, and it's hard to do a lot of chip seal without tearing it all out, and things like that. They should have left the chip seal there, but once they took it over or whatever have you, all the chip seal took off. And the road,
Gravel.
yeah, chip seal the base, it's already there, and use it. Now.
We need to over it.
But, we were invited to, we're right with,
Yeah, oh, thanks, I appreciate that. I don't feel
we're
it.
really good.
You want to take a sandwich? Emma needs a sandwich.
No. Oh, maybe Emma,
Take a,
Emma,
my daughter.
there you go.
take a sandwich, Sam.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she likes to do this.
Oh, you're not gonna take this?
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna take that and I'll let this thing take it.
Okay.
Well, you said you're giving away how,
Eggs?
you got so many of them.
Yeah, well, now we got a little egg cart, or an egg cart set up out front. And we're selling them right out of the driveway.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's the heat from the sun there.
It's a big cooler, so
Oh,
we put ice packs in it every morning,
there you go.
and we keep it in the shade.
Are you getting that many?
Yeah.
What's that?
You get that many?
We were getting about 22 a day.
Oh, that's one.
Dang.
And I only eat probably 4 on a good day.
Yeah.
It's usually about 2.
Yeah.
But
Well, thanks, guys. I'll
this
see
way
you
the
later.
neighbors can come get it.
I'll see you later.
Okay,
See you tomorrow.
we'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Hey, you wanna ride home, Sam?
I'll run the truck.
You, okay, okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Eyes are doing good today, it's been overcast.
Yeah, I know, huh? should wear sunglasses up here because you're so freaking cool. Yeah.
Sunglasses at night, man.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Sam.
Hey, we lost our audience. Yeah, you can hang out, kid. You leave this alone, this is the perfect.
Okay. We have returned from executive session at 8:11, and the regular council meeting is back in session.
Do you want to do a roll call vote to close executive and open?
Okay. All right, we have a motion to close executive session.
I'll make a motion to close executive session.
Second,
I'll second.
roll call, please.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. And just for a brief statement, we received an update on the SUMO Memorandum of Understanding with the city that expired in early May 2026. This update was concerning the water agreement with the city for the use of water on the golf course. And we just got an update on that, and we'll go from there. All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion carried. We are adjourned at 8:12.